point of view. It is his responsibility to present you with a balanced truth, precisely because there is no one final truth. He must allow you to choose your own truth or to make up your mind by presenting you with a various picture of what different people involved in a situation think about it, or different sides. The media has changed because the markets have changed, and the markets are global. What is absolutely fascinating, I mean, what he said is that those who own media are not media people. They're entrepreneurs. They own a TV station, but they also sell clothes, right? Build buildings, and have shoes, and do all kinds of business. So they are in the business of profit and making money, not in the business of producing a balanced news.
Can I ask a question?
Right. The journalist, a journalist who functions in this environment, in this new structure, aspires to different value system that serves the new purpose and the new structure. He is affected by his or her own environment. So, as you heard, his idea, or any, for that matter, many journalists' idea, is just to give you some kind of news, right? The conversation about the morality, the ethics, and kind of the higher standards of journalism is no longer there. This is not just a discussion in the Bulgarian context. The same discussion takes place in the United States, and for that matter, all over the world. As consumers, not recipients, but consumers, people who buy, right? We're in the market of news. We consume news as consumers. Is that this is how the market works. You're not making the greatest profit from the bestseller that would be here. Where you're making most money is in what is called the tail. That tail is a bunch of products, media products that are highly specialized and that cater to very individualized tastes. You produce films or books only for homosexuals. You produce media products only for women, only for children, only for those who are engineers, only for those who have this particular, they like blue, they like green. This is where the money is. It is not in the bestseller. And as he put it beautifully yesterday, you don't make money from Harry Potter. You will make more money here. From gazillions of books that you're publishing, but so this is in volume. You sell more here than just the bestseller. And that's true.
So diversity is money.
So they're opening a channel to cater here to the very narrow tastes of a particular group of people who are dissatisfied with the state of reporting news in Bulgaria today. You see? They want to make money off that particular segment. And this is a major trend in media. The proliferation, it caters to proliferating to diversity, to diverse tastes. Media specializes in catering to particular customer. You're no longer a recipient of culture or news or media, you're a customer. Or kind of the regrouping of media companies does to media markets, right? That's why when he talks about choices, these are not choices. You're choosing between 5 companies in the world. This company, someone sells you books, but the German 55% of the market of books in Germany is owned by an American company. That same company, you know, controls 30% of the book market in Bulgaria. What's your choice? When you go and buy a book, it may say Bedrock Publishing, but Bedrock Publishing is owned by someone in who knows where, in Germany or in Frankfurt, who knows where. We all now participate in a very actually controlled and homogenized media. Whether you're watching CNN or watching a movie with Julia Roberts that has been just released, whether you're picking a magazine titled Elle or New Woman or whatever, and you're buying Nike shoes, it's the same company. The media business in the last century has also been controlled and penetrated by people who do not care to say something about society. They are not critics of the social reality. These Jews who were producing films were picking up films that can change what is wrong with society. They would pick a film that can say something and change the reality. Something against war, something against racism, something that is of higher value. Today, those who own media companies are entrepreneurs. In that context, journalism has changed as well. How? In that competition, because there are so many of them, right? In that competition to shock you and to sell your newspaper, they are creating news. They are not simply reporting news. Very often, they're even making up news. Do you know about the case at the New York Times of 2 years ago? Well, someone notices that, you have a question? Someone notices that a guy, a young, eager, very good journalist, well recognized, you know, the New York Times is one probably the most prestige and most trusted institutions in the United States, right? If you want to really be informed, you pick up in the morning the New York Times. People all over the world read the New York Times. 2 years ago, all of a sudden a scandal erupts. A very distinguished young journalist who produces these incredibly important stories that are just incredible. All of a sudden they discover that he's making the stories up. He is inventing the stories. He is inventing news. Why? Because he's so pressured to produce something that is so fascinating that it makes money and to please his bosses, because the New York Times is also a franchise now. It is not what it used to be. Someone in Rwanda with a cell phone shot something, right? And then this gets on CNN. Then every single station in the world will deal with the same issue and will report what others have reported before. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're not investigating, they're not even there. Often what you hear on CNN is reported by no one practically. They're reporting something they heard from someone, and this someone heard it from someone else. They're doing nothing. Pack journalism is like a pack of wolves or dogs, right? Individuals who go and do the same thing. They care about the same thing. There is no difference anymore, right? So, the news in Bulgaria begin with the same news that the news in Chicago begin. Pack journalism that proves that both, you know, President Clinton became a president and right after him, Tony Blair took the prime ministership. Both were advised during their campaign by the same people. And these people came from where? Can you guess? Their advisors and those who kind of ran the campaign.
Big corporations.
Media marketing. And I'll tell you what happened. This is an argument. I'm not saying